Okay, uh, we are live with the Terra Mystica Tuesday League. I am playing again this season and hoping that people enjoy me streaming these games. I am in America League Division 2, and this is week 1. We are playing against L-Jazz, Fire X, and Age 8. We also have someone else in our league. I don't remember at the moment who it is, but it should be a good one. Yeah, we've got this game set up. It looks like it's going to be on Fjords with the fan factions. So we're just gonna. This is L Jazz's home game. And we're going to kick off whenever everyone's ready, it looks like. I think that I was the last one who was being slow, just trying to get the stream up and everything, but we're going to have a pretty on-time start. And in the meantime, there is a Celtics playoff game that's going to start in half an hour or so. I might get a quick glance at that as well. I think it just looks like we're just waiting on L Jazz to hit the start game button. Guys, don't read the chat right here if you don't want the Premier League game spoiled for you. You can find that on Weber's Twitch. But yeah, that game. People are here discussing the results of that, and there's been some contention over spoilers already. So I will also try not to spoil too much of that. But yeah, it does look like we should be going soon. But until that happens, people are, hey Ghostly, how's it going? I haven't been able to pay too close attention to people's games lately. I don't know if you've been playing in today's game, but actually, come to think of it, I should probably modify my chat to mention my stream title to mention no advice, please. Yeah, chatting is welcome. Oh, it's your buy. Okay, cool. Chatting is welcome. Advice is not. So in this game here, this is a Fjords landscape game with expansion scoring for greatest distance. Alchemists naturally are very good on Fjords, and with extra scoring, it's even more so. However, it's not a very coin-type game, and there's the ship scoring tile isn't in the game. So with this nasty color sandwich, I'm happy to just bid witches, especially given the extra scoring. That makes a difference here. Okay, where we go. It's been a while. You know, it's been a little over a week since I played a real-time Terra Mystica game, and this one has the fan factions in it. It's been probably about a month since I played that. I'm in a different location. I'm on a different edge of my table compared to normal. Normally I rotate my stuff so that I have like my beautiful board game stuff in the background, but my fiance is out tonight watching a concert, so I have the whole room to myself, so I've decided to rotate and take up the entire living room. Okay, so I have yet to play any games with the Enlightened. My impression is that they're not very strong. I've played once with the Archivists. I didn't play that well, and I almost won the game with having bid them down about 29 points. Atlanteans I have yet to play, and then the Goats I have yet to play. I have also actually yet to play the Time Travelers, but I've seen them a fair amount. So I have played like a decent number of these factions at this point. And I have seen them like a reasonable amount. The impression that I get is that they're not necessarily like, other than Archivists who are just absolutely insane. I don't think that they're stronger necessarily than like the high end of the base factions. So breaking down this track, we have big buildings into dwellings. I'm picking last, so I'm just gonna choose based on the matchup. Um, all 4 of the scoring pass tiles are in the game. There's no expansion scoring. So this is a game where it's good to play economic, it's good to get shipping. However, you also need a source of victory points, because late in the game, if you're building dwellings in the final round, this is often surprisingly not that high scoring of an event, because you might only have like 2 or 3 dwellings left that you're able to get out if you played super economically the whole game. I think that Darklings are good. They have inherent scoring. They like this event into this event, especially if they have Earth 1 at the end of the game. It's also like a coin-rich game, so you could definitely think about going for, and with early TPs, you could definitely go for Earth 2, Earth 1 or something, and then try to make your stronghold in this round. My game plan for Darklings, I think, would be like Sanctuary, Temple, Sanctuary, maybe build a dwelling or 2, and then try to make 2 TPs here, maybe. Build as many dwellings as you can here, and then see if you have enough stuff to go for your stronghold here, and then build out the rest of the stuff. You probably end with like, well, that game plan doesn't seem like that strong. It depends on how much you can do between this TP round and this dwellings round, I guess. We have mermaids in the first seat. This isn't a particularly mermaids-friendly track. I think that depending on how it goes, you're likely to try to play a culty mermaids game. You're getting either the, like, it depends on what you want, right? But you're taking either the 3 power tile or the 6 coins tile. Because you know that the big building, the priest, and the spade are going to be the first 3 to get taken. It's archivists who are kind of like annoyingly good. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of archivists as a faction design. That said, like, I will say that this track encourages you to build a stronghold in round 1, as opposed it's conspirators. So, yeah, I was hoping to get dwarves into the game, but this was not that unexpected. So I didn't say what I necessarily wanted to put in. I said that Darklings are going to be pretty good here. How willing am I to back that up? Goblins have a very fun 2 temple start if you start with the 2 workers tile. You make 2 trading posts, and then you use your token to get some 4 gold, and then you temple up. Try to buy a priest, see if you can advance ship, and then build 2 dwellings. I feel like that's kind of fun. On the other hand, Darklings is just fun anyway. And it also, Darklings are also like a nice predictable faction who are actually like stronger than mermaids here. Goblins, like, it can get kind of messy. Like, a lot of these factions are going to find life kind of messy right now. So you probably don't connect as Darklings, which is okay, I think. There are plenty of other ways to score in this game. So, and also your Darklings. So, yeah. Initial thought is that archivists are just a little too strong to not bid on. Mermaids had the opportunity to. Oh, there's a temp ship tile in the game, which got added with archivists. So that actually does change things, right? Because this means that mermaids are guaranteed to be able to get double spade in round 1. Mermaids are not going to go for the 6 coins tile. They are going to take temp ship. Temp ship lets them build like something like start E4 and maybe G6 or F7. It's not clear which one they prefer between these 2. I would probably dig G3 with my first spade. Go like G3, yeah. Archivists are a little awkward. Like, normally, I think that you want to open with a stronghold. However, the track says to build your temple here. They're getting at the priest in round 1. I mean, huh. No, I'm still gonna bid. I'm still gonna bid on Archivists. They're still super strong. I think arguably Darklings are better, but yeah. Like, I guess the thing about Fjords is that it's a very strong map for nomads and for fakirs. However, archivists can't hop that much, so they're kind of required to make normalish towns, and yellow can't actually dig themselves that many efficient towns that easily. Like, you're starting either H5 or F4. I guess down here is a decent town, but then you have to spade on your first action. And it's going to be a single spade, which is a bummer. Darklings probably just take H4 away from you. I guess what I've ignored is that Darklings are very likely to open with a Sanctuary here. Darklings only need what? Yeah, Darklings actually don't need a lot of Leech to open Sanctuary, so probably after this I'm going to shift back to Darklings. These two, I think that it's correct that Mermaids and Conspirators are the weaker factions here. I don't know what faction you want to open with as Conspirators, per se. Or what favorite tile you want to open with Conspirators here. Archivists are going to win. They're going to win Network. I think that it's pretty safe to say. Especially if Mermaids take away F3 and Conspirators can't even connect. So this might be a pretty long option. We have to figure out who's the cultiest faction. And I think that Darklings are going to put a Priest to Earth in round 1. But then Mermaids... Darklings could also put the Priest to, like, Air if they wanted, but Earth kind of makes sense. Archivists don't get cult rewards, but that means that they're likely to shoot up tracks that people don't care about. So there's one fire cult event, but none of these factions naturally has like a fire step. So people might not fight that hard on fire, and then Archivists, if they do open Temple, could just send Priest off to fire many, many times. I would assume that you're getting the Priest tile in round 1 as Archivists. That's just my guess. I think that probably the right favor to open with Conspirators. Oh, I guess if you don't have the Stronghold, then you just have to open with like a straight up favor. It might be either Earth 2 or Air 2 here because they have good rewards down the line. Now I think that it's probably more likely to be. You might be able to just switch to Air 2 later when you build your Stronghold. Yeah, I can't figure out like the build sequence for Conspirators, so I'm likely going to just treat them like a 40 faction here, and I'm probably willing to pay 10 points on Darklings before I think about Conspirators too much. FireX is not quite sure how to bid this. I agree with that. Archivists I often see in the first seat because they always get the double spade in that case, but in this case they're not getting the double spade. Mermaids are getting the double spade, so it's a little tricky. Age is struggling how to bid this. FireX also is struggling how to bid this. I think that all makes a lot of sense because we have no idea, like, you know, how Archivists are going to fare really, and Conspirators are also kind of like a mystery. This game doesn't have landscapes, which I guess that makes Darklings slightly worse, especially with these two final round events. I'm going to speed this auction up a little bit because it's taking a long time. With all 4 of the scoring pass tiles in the game, that's got to be a good sign for Archivist. There's going to be times when like you might be able to find yourself in a situation where you pass on to both of them at once. But the non-scoring tiles are very good economically. Like Temp Ship is maybe the only iffy one, but a Priest can't hurt. Like Priest is good for scoring. You also want to advance Digs as Archivist if you get your economy just blasting. Let's see, how likely are you with Archivist to be able to open with Worker Power? Or rather to open with a Stronghold and a Temple? You start with an extra worker, so compared to others. So even after you make a Stronghold, you would still have 1 worker left over. It doesn't seem very likely that you'll be able to make a Temple then. Yeah, Archivists might be a little slow here. They're like a stupid faction, but they have a chance at being a little slow to open. If they get the Priest handed to them, well, okay, so let's look at it this way. There are 3 tiles in the game that they're interested in. Any of them is good. If you get the Priest, then you might just Temple for Earth 1 and send Priest to Earth, and that might be your entire round. If Mermaids don't double dig, then you're just going to Temple and double Spade round 1. I guess also like it's worth figuring out where you're actually starting, right? I think that you have to start E7, and you probably have to start H5. Or either H5 or F4. Like the canonical starting spot is F4, but I think that taking H4 from Darklings is pretty interesting here. This is like a bridge town, right? This town is not that easy to dig through. This town is a little nicer to try to dig through, though. Conspirators cut you off here. This is like a sanctuary town at best. This is like a sanctuary town at best. This town here is dig friendly, but when are you going to get all that stuff to do that with? I'm switching over to Darklings. And I know that I was just saying that the game was slow, so I was trying to speed it up, but my questions about Archivists are bubbling up a little bit. Anyway, so the Spade you're super, super happy with, I think, as Archivists. That saves you from having to open with a double Spade in round 2. The Priest, I think, might be the least attractive option. But then I think I try to just... Oh, you don't get any cult rewards as Archivist. So the Priest is actually pretty rough for you. Conspirators... Now, Conspirators I could see wanting the Priest because they're kind of a culty faction. Mermaids do give some issues to Darklings. And it's not that coin-rich of a game. There's workers later down the line, but these rewards are not that good for Darklings. Mermaids, you're going to open double Spade. Maybe you build G3 and I6 or something. And then you build I5 and G2. Or then you have I5 and G2 to expand to in the next round without having to advance ship or anything. I'm interested in Mermaids here. It's not a particularly coin-rich game. There's a 6 coins tile in the game. And then there's also this event. And then there's no more coins down the line unless you're making TPs. So I think that I'm going to be making TPs this game. And that makes me interested in like an Earth 2 Darklings type of game plan. Age is saying that he's just going to keep bidding in consistently and see where he ends up. Yeah, that seems pretty much like what's going to happen here. Like I honestly don't know what's going on either, right? I think that I want to get as many cult rewards as I can as mermaids, but like who knows? Um, I think that I don't know. Am I crazy for thinking that there's a case for opening double temple for Darklings? Um, I might be crazy. I'm probably crazy. Yeah, one of the questions about this game is how people are going to try to exploit cult rewards. The fact that archivists can't exploit cult rewards is like a bit of a nick against them. Um, I also like they're going to win network, right? Archivists are going to win network. They'll probably win like one cult. They're going to get 3 town, or they're probably going to get a bunch of towns. They're probably going to get a bunch of pass points. Um, but will they hit the track very well? I guess they'll probably build a sanctuary here. So how flexible are archivists here? Like, I guess that's a question worth asking. And how flexible are conspirators? Conspirators are probably not making 2 towns, or they're probably not connecting, right? Like, I think that G4 is just too good of a hex not to be on. Oh, okay, I'm mermaids. Okay. Age is on conspirators. Okay. Um, so I think I'm always on E4 here, and then um, I'm probably on G6, and then I try to make like this sanctuary town, um, or something. I might lose F5, I guess. But it looks like I'll also be undisturbed and trying to make a town down here. Um, so G6 is probably fine, even though I lose that hex. Um, is it giving too much to Darklings if I don't start F7? Uh, it's possible. I think that as mermaids, like it just seems really strong as mermaids to open with Fire 1. Um, now they're like I'm not getting any of the coins here, and then maybe I can try to win the Fire Cult. But that does kind of mean that I'm giving up on the air rewards, and it definitely means I'm giving up on the earth reward. I don't think that there's any way I get the first priest to earth anyway. So air and fire, are probably worth contesting for me. Um, and then it becomes like a pre-ship advance heavy type of game after that. My round is going to be 4 actions long. It's going to be double spade with a dwelling, build a second dwelling. Um, double spade, build a dwelling, build a second dwelling, make a temple. So then I pass. And then by then, archivist and it's not clear that also. Oh, that's an interesting starting spot for conspirators. Um, this looks like a leech haven, but I think I'm going to start here. Well, this makes an easy town as well, but it doesn't take advantage of temp ship. Um, I have difficulties connecting if I go here. I might have to like try to 5-ship my way like around the bend or something if Darklings don't beat me up here, especially on C5. Um, I do like this territory as well. I guess Darklings are beating me to I3, huh? So this isn't that attractive of a town anyway. G6 is just not that great. This is kind of fun, right? Making a town through here. It's good neighbors. How many dwellings can I get out if I just build dwellings? It's probably not really worth considering just building dwellings. I don't know. I'm not thrilled with my mermaid's pick here. If I wanted to, I could build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dwellings this round, but that just doesn't seem very good. Like, those dwellings can turn into TPs, I guess. That's the upshot of it. But I can just build those dwellings later, right? I'll build F3 and I'll build I6, and then with one ship advance, I'll just get on all those hexes anyway. Whoa, the priest is not taken. That's wild. This definitely looks like a play at trying to open with the stronghold and the temple. I'm thinking that Eldraz might be going for the 2 workers here. Nope, risks it. Okay. I thought that the 6 coins was definitely a sign that we were going to see an attempt at stronghold temple, but I think that Fire X would be smart to open with the workers here if he's interested in opening with the sanctuary. Age immediately secures a gray hex here. That's interesting. Or a green hex, rather. Like, I don't think that this hex was under any threat by Darklings, but Darklings upgrade. Wow, this is. I feel like this is a huge break for Archivists. They might be able to get away with Stronghold Temple here. Passing early is now less attractive for me because the best tile to pass onto is the priest. It was more attractive to me before when I thought that I was like the fastest round player was going to get the 6 coins. Eldraz also single spades, which I don't particularly love. Wow, conspirators have crappy starting power. Oh, no, they just have gotten 0 leech so far. Okay. That's rough. And I have to assume that Darklings are going to take these workers at some point. Like, this is... Yeah. I mean, I guess I upgrade here. I want the leech. Yeah, I don't think that conspirators are going to upgrade this hex. And archivists aren't going to upgrade this hex for a while, so I might as well just get my leech here. I don't know that this hex is going to be part of a town, but I guess I could make a sanctuary town through here, so I should consider upgrading here as well. I don't need to feed Darklings more leech, I think. Well, it's a little tricky. Archivists are just getting stupid leech here, but there's not that much I can do about it. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna suck it up and do it there. Eljaz thinks for a very long time before deciding to go with a temple opening. Okay. That should make Archivist very slightly less scary. They just take Earth 1. I think that that's pretty defensible for Archivists because Archivists just have such insane economy from their inherent ability that they just want scoring. That said, like in my Archivist game, I opened Stronghold, and then I still took Fire 1 later as well, just because I wanted I wanted all the economy. But so it looks like Archivists are probably passing first. I would assume that they. Well, normally you pass first, and then you can take Double Spade in round 2, but Archivist passing first here is actually not such a bad thing, because first of all, they're getting onto the Priest tile. The Priest tile is just not that good for them yet. And then presumably they're trying to make their Stronghold next round. But I guess they don't have to. Like, what they could do is they could pass on to the Dwellings tile. Then they could just Double Spade D3 and E6 for their first move. Conspirators have to make a temple here. That's what's going to happen. Like, almost certainly. They take Heir 2, which makes sense because of this reward. So that means that that's a good sign that they're not going to make their Stronghold until these rounds here. They're just going to stick with the Heir 2. Darklings do indeed have enough stuff to make their Sanctuary. All they need to do right now is just put their Priest to Earth, then Temple for Earth 1 or Earth 2, and then Sanctuary for the rest. They are not going to get the leech that they need to take a Coin's power action, which will at least slow them down a little bit. We're not going to think too hard about this. This is pretty clearly going to be... well, I mean, I think that actually... Heir 2 is probably worth a look here. Yeah, it's hard to say that Heir 2 is not worth a look, at least. I think Conspirators with Heir 2 are likely to pass before me. They're not going to take a power action and burn themselves down. Eljaz will probably... Well, so Eljaz will pass first. Conspirators will pass onto the 6 coins. Eljaz will take the Double Spade. Age will get the second pick of power actions. And then I'll get the single spade. I'm just going to take Fire 1. I'm going to let others fight over the Air Cult and for those power actions, and I'm just going to try to get priests onto the Fire Cult. Some sort of game plan like winning the Fire Cult and then getting trading posts in this round might be nice. Yeah, next round I can build 3 dwellings next round if I get a single spade, which I think that I should get a spade off of this. So I can just build 3 dwellings, and then in the TP round I can build 1-2 TPs. That'll help me hit the track, and it'll also help me get more priest production, which I want. Or not priest production, rather. Coin production, and I can get my economy really well balanced with this event. Darklings are going to continue doing their thing here. I think that obviously it turns out that it was the right move not to upgrade G6. G6 would have let Darklings get a coins action, which would have just been devastatingly good. Conspirators, I think, should be just passing on to the 7 coins right now. But I think that they're considering taking a priest and setting it to Air. I think that that would be a mistake, because they should still be able to send first priest to Air next round. They can get onto this coins tile and Like the main benefit to stalling now. I guess they could get onto the stronghold tile, but I don't know why they would necessarily want that next round. I think that 7 coins is probably just better for them, unless they're looking for temp ship. Now I am on temp ship, and like maybe they consider it worth it to stall, keep the spade out of my hands, and then get on temp ship. Because obviously, like I don't really want these coins that badly right now. Yeah, okay. So Age is going to stay in the round longer because he's lost out on double spade. So he's going to try to get temp ship next round, and then like get a single spade, and then build 1, 2, 3, 4 dwellings. That's good for him. It also obviously annoys me a bit that he did that. I think I might start getting my scoring going then. I can take this guy here, and then I can open to the coins action. Uh, yeah, I can open to the coins action, advance my ship, and just build B3, I5, G2. Um, I know that I was saying before that I wanted to lock up the fire cult for myself, but plans change. I think that this plan is kind of cool, so I'm going to go with it. Age does indeed put priest to air, as expected. Um, he will be passing on a temp ship, almost certainly. Um, so I guess he hasn't killed himself that much in terms of power here, because temp ship is going to give him a little juice as well. The thing is that this is way better for Darklings than I feel comfortable with, because they now have this event as well. Darklings do take Fire 1. I actually think that that's a mistake. I think that they were supposed to take Earth 2 there, but I'm okay with Darklings making a mistake there. And honestly, it may not be a mistake, so we'll see. Like, Fire 1 can't really hurt them, but I think Earth 2 is stronger, especially with early trading posts. Earth 2 also gives them like a juice of power early, which helps get them closer to a coins action. As they can work toward a coins action. They're also passing on to this, which is pretty crazy. Firex is considering not taking the spade, which generally is like, bro, you just got to take the spade. However, I totally get it right now. This is probably double spade D3, E6. That means that if I don't want a spade, that means that I have time to put priest to fire and probably still buy myself a priest. Now, does that make any sense? The answer might be no. Because, well, maybe I can just assume that no one takes the coins, but it's probably just best to take the coins, right? And then advance, yeah. I gotta just stay the course now that I've done this. Yep, so Age does indeed go for this plan to get a bunch of dwellings out. I think it's very nice that he manages to do this. He hasn't gotten a lot of leech, but Air 2 has helped supplement that really well, so that's good for him. I lose the priest to fire pretty quickly. Fire X is not going to bother securing F5, so that means that this could be a no connection game for Darklings. I mean, it is correct that I'm not going to take that away, but okay, the priest to water went as well. Okay, so indeed, I have made my bed, and it's time to lie in it. H has Priest of Fire over Dwelling, surprising. It's not actually, yeah. Fire X does have the Spade, so he can build F7, G7 pretty happily here. I like that he just lets this priest tile get juicier, because naturally people aren't going to build on that like with that much urgency. Okay, Fire X is going to build into here. That's great news for everyone except me. Would love to see someone build F6 and then force this into a non-sanctuary town, but I don't think that I can really hope for that. Eljaz just built some other stuff. That seems fine by me. I've advanced my ship already, so I'm just going to go ahead and build my dwellings. I imagine Fire X next dwelling goes on to H4. That gets him closer to beating me to I3. Otherwise, I can try to take like I2, I3. Yeah, I think that was the right read. I also have to worry about G3. I don't want to lose this hex, but if a triple dig comes, hopefully I'll have the workers to protect G3. I would probably just pass here as archivists. Pass and take like either the TP tile or the stronghold tile. That's just me. Archivists are kind of running into what I thought might be an issue for them, which is that they don't really have anywhere to go now, right? Yeah, like where do archivists expand to now? You don't really have good shipping options as yellow on this map, which is why Stronghold Nomads is so strong on this map. They do take the Stronghold tile, which means that their economy is just absolutely roaring. They could just start trying to advance digs next round. I think that that's a pretty interesting line. It might be my responsibility to try to cut off F5 next round if I can. But we'll see. Darklings are going to transform I3 to black. Age gets all these dwellings. How does H have an extra priest? Oh, he hasn't used his priest this round. Fair enough. Darklings pass. They gotta... And both these tiles are excellent for them. There's no way I'm passing before building this dwelling. Just, yeah. The spade is nice, but like all these tiles are so juicy that I just really want to maximize my economy, and then I'll just pass on to whatever I'm happy with. There's two really good pass tiles for scoring, plus the spade, so Uh, Sadly, it looks like Hulu is really struggling for me right now because of my stream. So I'm not quite able to watch live on the Celtics game. But okay, so I've built my dwellings now. Now trying to figure out what I want to do. I probably just want to pass on to. I probably just want to pass on to a scoring tile here. Dig this hex. Make a TP here. Make a TP here. Try and maybe build this hex as well. Yeah, I think that, like, right now I have 6 dwellings out. 6 points is probably worth more than a spade. Yeah, 6 points is probably better than a spade. I3 does indeed go away. So TPs are only 2 points for me this round. They're not 3 points because I'm on the dwellings tile, and I can't just build like all natural hexes right now. Fire Axe immediately secures connection. I mean, he's technically not connected, but like any of these tiles could connect him. This is really nice for him. I think that he's going to make his town now, and then he can temple for water 1 after that as well. He can take a worker's town and then temple for water 1, though he might take the 2 key town just with this type of economy. So what do we want to do here? I think we want to... Okay, so this hex is gone, so I don't have a town here anymore. I could try to grab h6 at some point to make a town through here. Or h5 rather, probably is better, right? Like, I can try to town like this. That sort of plan would involve advancing digs. I think that this round I might just temple for Earth 1. Templing for Earth 1 here seems decent. Oh, Eldrazi is just like got obscene resources already. This is the Archivist's as well. Like this is with Earth 1. Just absurd. Like my real like master plan here is just to pass on to the ship tile again. It's extremely predictable, but I guess it's only 5 points now, but that's okay. Because I don't think I'm digging down any more dwellings after I temple here for Earth 1. Fire Axe makes a TP, or Eldrazi makes a TP on E7 here. Might be looking for water 1 as well. The Celtics are up 5-0 despite having some injury, so that's cool. Oh, Age is going to cut through here to secure his connection. That seems fine. I feel like, how wild would it be for Archivists to cut this hex off? Like, they have the stuff to do it. But I think that it's probably not really worth it, considering that Archivist can just like come around the bend as well. Um, this is probably like a big hint that I'm getting ready to pass. Um, but I still think that Darklings should just make a temple here. Like, I think that Conspirators really want to build C6, but maybe they don't. Maybe Conspirators just pass onto this, but then I can just pass onto the TP tile as well. So I'm not that unhappy if that happens. Okay. All right. So Firex is making down. My God, Darklings have a lot of points. Yeah, they do take the 2-key town. So, uh, my short-term notes are that Darklings are winning the game. Um, like Darklings are definitely winning this game, but I have to basically just fight as hard as I can to make points in as many ways as I can. We are passing here, and we are taking this guy. So we're losing water 1, certainly. There's no world in which we really get water 1 at this point, I think. Eldrazi did indeed take water 1. I believe that Conspirators are going to make a TP here. And then, so I can take this leech. I can absorb 6 right now, and this will bring me up to 5. Apologies, I'll move this away for those not that interested. FireX considering passing, I believe, onto the Dwellings tile instead of making a temple. I think that the temple is correct. But FireX is indeed passing, which is fine. I guess he's also given himself space for Leech here if it happens. It's now Age's turn. Age is going to set himself up to take water 1 with his first action here. I like that. I think that's going to be very cool. He's going to Stronghold to finish up this town here. Oh, Eldrazi is going for the. I can't take. This is like a 1-for-1 here. I think I just decline it, right? 1-for-1 is not that fun. All right, I think the theory here is I open coins and then I sanctuary for, if it's still there, then I'm sanctuarying for water 1. And in the very likely scenario that is no longer there, I'm just advancing ship twice and passing. And then next round, maybe I Sanctuary for Air 1. Maybe. I have vague dreams about trying to build like C2, B1, E10, A11 in the final round. And just trying to live the dream of like passing onto this tile repeatedly. Now, I don't think that I think that my opponents are very strong. They won't let me get away with like some crap like that. But it's like a nice dream to have, right? The other thing I do is I could Sanctuary for Fire 2. If I Sanctuary for Fire 2, first of all, I get a worker. And then I'm also in position to take a town here. This town becomes a little easier because it's 2 trading posts. And then I could actually try to make this town as well. Now that involves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more digs, which means advancing digs. Hey, Jekyll. How are you? I caught the end of your cast earlier with the Premier League, but I missed most of the game. They've got me back in the office these days, so I'm not on Tuesdays at least, so I'm not so able to catch those. Anyway, if you're just tuning into this game, you can probably see that Fire X over here is crushing us with Darklings. Though I did not agree with their decision not to make a temple here. I thought that they could have just templed for Water 1 immediately. However, they have put them themselves, they've kind of forked me, right? Like put me in a fork where I do need to either choose between coins and Water 1, and pretty obviously I'm going to take the coins. Because I'm on the ship tile and it's a stronghold scoring round, I'm also tempted to just to build my strongholds this round as well. But I don't think that can possibly be right, so I'm not really going to entertain that thought too much. Uh-oh. AH takes a coin town, which I am not a big fan of. But presumably he needs the coin so that he can make his stronghold next round. He's burned down all his power, so lovely. Just lovely. Yeah, this is kind of tanking my my browser, which is why I'm complaining a bit here. I'm going to decline this. Age wants to plan his towns better, so this still puts him in position to rush Water 1, because otherwise he would have had to stronghold here, and he didn't want to do that. That's why this Spade of Undos happened here, I believe. Two spades for conspirators, probably goes C2 and yeah, G9. Yep, 2 greens go away. Unfortunately, he's not able to touch any reds that yellow might care about, but such is life. Coins are definitely the way to go right now, I think. Darklings take Water 1. Archivists are probably going to... They have the Spade and the Priest right now. Okay, they're advancing their ship. so that they can use their spade and get onto like A8 and stuff. Yeah, this is starting to feel like maybe digging mermaids is better than shipping mermaids, but I mean, I have to take my points where I can, and right now, where I can is just advancing my ships. Wow, I did not expect this. Oh, okay. So what's happening here is Age is taking a coin town with this. He's securing water 1, and then he's going to make a stronghold over here. Nice. That's really nice. Huge round for Age. Then with the stronghold, he probably trades Heir 2 for Heir 1. Yep, so water 1's gone. So now I guess we have the option to either advance our ships or advance our digs. We can also do both. We can advance ships twice and then advance digs once. I also did once talk about playing slightly culty, and right now I have 2 priest production. No one else really has their priest production going. I can still like try to make good on that by sending priests to, like I can take the last priest spot here right now, and I could put a priest to fire to get a worker back. Okay, never mind. So much for that idea. I will happily take this leech. This is a really nice conspirators game in my opinion. I like it a lot. Darklings have begun their little quest to make this town. Do I say screw it, I'm never making a stronghold and just advance my ships here? That would mean that I'm also not making advancing my digs ever. That's a bit of a bummer to not advance digs, but also like I just don't have the coins to really support both digs and coins. Both advancing digs and advancing ships. What's the worst case scenario for me in passing here? The worst case is that I don't get anything. But is this tile that much better than nothing? Like, I don't think I'm getting the leech to take a coins action right now. Sending a priest to fire gets me a worker, but not much else. And do I really want to be making TPs next round? I think the answer is no. I don't really want to make TPs next round. Like I still want like kind of this town and maybe this town. I'm starting to see it slip away a little bit. But I could try to still get onto the 7 coins tile. All right. We're going to start upping our digs. No, we're not. All right. False alarm, everyone. We're just going to advance our ships again. We're just going to play super greedy with this pass tile. Okay. So this is how we decided to score this game. We decided to try to score using this tile only. And then we are just going to pass on to the 7 coins with our next action, probably. We're just going to make the assertion that those 7 coins are better than this TP pass tile. H thinks I have a lot of shipping, but if I could do even more, I would. I would do even more shipping with to get points, but yeah, this is it's a little too one-dimensional for me right now. H probably passes for the TP tile right now. No, he builds a dwelling. Okay. So I do get the TP tile. It's not very good for me, but I have it. So there's something there. I think this kind of means that I have to go for this tile. So this might seem like a weird move, but basically my plan now is to just advance my digs twice, and then I'm just going to like stall until I can get onto a pass tile in the final round. H says that his rule is never earth 1 if the ship tile is in the game. But in fact, I do have earth 1, which has scored me a fat 0 points so far this game. Anyway, yeah, this game has kind of been nonsense. I don't think that mermaids was a correct bid at all. I also don't think that the way that I played them has been particularly correct. But also my opponents have just done really good things. Like this Conspirators game is excellent. This Darklings game, like they just opened Sanctuary. Like there's not much you can do about that. But this 2-key town is like really nice. I just chose to build dwellings, and then I chose to take this earth 1 for some reason, and now my only source of victory points is really this tile, which is probably not ideal. Archivists could just build this bridge when they have the chance. That's cool. Seems fairly likely that I get 0 network points this game, looking at things. Archivists are going to hit all the free yellows in the final round. So that's 1, 2, Well, they have this one. They don't have a lot of structures right now, but Age wants a bridge. Doesn't do it yet. Wants to put Priest to fire first. So he's in a better power situation, maybe. Yeah, he did that for power management. Now he gets the bridge. These guys, yeah. So yeah, the Archivists are going to get out like all their structures. Conspirators are getting out a lot of structures. Darklings are in too good of an economic position not to get out a lot of structures right now. They're also going to get the coins action because I can't get it, so that's a bummer for me. So I'm not getting network points. I'm not getting cult points. So I really, really need this town to happen, and for these dig advances to happen. Archives are going to blow up Darkling's town. So Darklings just went from a 3-town game to a 2-town game. They can take this leech, but they might choose not to because maybe they'll see that they're going to get I7 free leech. FireX does take the leech, so yeah, this leech now becomes worthless to them. I'm sadly 1 leech away from being able to take the coins action. It would have been really nice for me if they had taken H6 actually, but maybe it's probably good for me that I still can do this. So my friends are going to come in with juiced economies, and I am going to just start advancing digs. Age is pointing out that archivists have like no economic balance, which is a good point, but does it matter to them? Maybe not. I think what we're probably going to see is we're probably going to see a priest go to water to secure the position on the water cult, followed by a bridge action from archivists, which will be able to buy them the coin town. FireX obviously gets the coins. Conspirators build a dwelling. I don't know where it was. It was probably here. Yep, Eldrazi is doing what I predicted. Yeah, I think I'm just doing this. Fatty thinks that this is Eldrazi's home game. I don't know how he guessed that, but it was very good thinking. So yeah, probably we're gonna see. I imagine that we're gonna see a bridge followed by a sanctuary. The sanctuary will probably be for an 8-pointer, but probably bridge for the coin town followed by sanctuary for the 8-pointer, or sanctuary for like the ship town even, because he's on this tile. God, my opponents can take such long rounds, though. I'm just going to have to really, really slow play here in order to stall out Eldrazi. Looks like Age is playing a no connection game though. Like D2 is actually a pretty key hex, right? I might just transform this guy to blue first, and see what happens. Like if Darklings take that hex because I transform it to blue, like big deal. But I'm pretty interested in this hex, especially with Age having no shipping. I can get on this and block their connection unless they're willing to dig C5, which they might be. But then I could also like try to dig C5. So yep, there's the coin town that I predicted. Darklings take this guy right back to black, which is kind of what I expected. This does let them get out all this stuff, which is a bummer for me, but it does cut off the conspirators' connection, so that will give me points eventually. It might buy me like 6 points or so. Actually, funny enough, I can just dig c5 now. I think that's probably my play here. It's not like an intentional troll move, but it's kind of funny, I think. It takes a hex away from Darklings, too. Actually, Darkling's connection is under threat as well, right? Like, actually, they can connect off h6, but that's a lot of shipping involved to do that. So I'm going to dig this. Yeah. Conspirators don't have a chance to build on that, so. Getting an accusation about a collusion here with Darklings. Conspirators are starting to run out of moves as well, so that's nice. We'll see what Fire X actually does. We'll see if he actually takes away c5 from me as well. That'll be kind of funny. But no, he did this. Okay. So Age is going to make a TP. That's good for his economy. It frees up stuff to build dwellings next round. I guess Age will just go for 3 towns and no network, so that seems logical. We have to... Come on. No. No. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Apologies, guys. My computer is being quite slow. All right, so we need to do some town planning now. I don't have infinite workers, and I definitely don't have infinite coins. So I think that I want a town with 2 dwellings on G3 and F1, and then I want a town with 3 trading posts on G6, H5, and I6. But that seems like quite a lot of coins. So I don't think I can actually afford that, right? Since I threw away a structure there. H has 3 actions left for free, basically. So I guess 3 actions is what I'm looking at as well. Fire X with a nothing scarier than 5 ship digging mermaids comment. I think I eventually want these hexes here. G4, G3 gives me an option to put a TP here, but do I want to put a TP there? Like, I don't even know if I have the stuff to make 2 towns, right? This town has 3 stuff in it, can get up to 4. This might be legit just a one-town game. So that one town will require this. Uh, so kids, don't try this at home. Um, this is a very, very ugly game. Um, it's not really how I prefer to play it, but it's kind of been entertaining this one time. So now H has two natural actions left. I would assume that they're like he can just place two priests pretty happily, or like place a priest in advanced shipping or something. Um, I think that the odds are relatively low that he tries to buy these workers, so I need to dig two more times. Um, oh god. He's going to take a priest town instead so that he can have more turns to stall. Eldraz might pass, which will free up some stuff for me. If I can get onto the ship tile, obviously, like that's my preferred tile. But you're killing me here. Literally killing my browser. Whose turn is it? Okay, Age sends the priest before he makes the 8-point town. Okay. So that's what happened. Eldraz is making a TP, getting a town for himself. This is probably a ship town. But I'm not sure. That's not good. But it's not my turn, right? It doesn't look like it's my turn. This is always an encouraging sign to see during a stream. Apologies, guys, for the awful quality. It's probably time for me to just try, closing some stuff and possibly making my game a little faster. Okay, so here's the TP. Eldraz is now taking a town. I think. Okay, it says that it's my turn. Okay. Eldraz took the semi-coin town by taking the power town. So Eldraz will advance ship manually for his final move and then pass for 17 points. Bringing him up to 4 plus 17 is 92 points he'll be at. That's pretty good, guys. Being at 92 points is pretty strong. I mean, to be fair, I'm at 93, but like that 93 is like not actually very good 93. H has one more move to make. Oh no, he has two more moves to make. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna be getting this guy, this tile. Darklings will probably be offered this tile, but I'm not sure if they'll want it. They'll probably just stall out Conspirators for the final move. H places Priest to Fire. I have to imagine that this is a ship advance from Archivist here. And then they maybe hope for a leech so that they can build this dwelling or something. Or they build a dwelling and then hope for leech for the ship advance, one or the other. They don't have other options. I didn't realize that they took Water 2. I think Water 2 made sense because they were trying to basically stall. I'll just place my dig up here. Placing the dig up here gives me the option at least to build two dwellings here, but I don't think that I'm going to have the coins to build that many dwellings anyway, so hopefully this is the last wasted move that I need to make. So just to recap, I think that the plan is just to build this hex, take a town, and just take like a high VP town, and then we'll figure out what to do from there. I'll put priests to earth. Maybe I'll just start out by putting priests to earth because no one else is really making towns. Only like 2 more towns are getting built, and all the high VP towns are still left. So I'm gonna get a high VP town no matter what. So I'm gonna start off by jamming the cult tracks if I can. I think that, well, okay, I can't really. Conspirators are gonna actually deny me that option. I think that Conspirators probably just stay on the fire track until they have G10 and this. So 3 towns are going, right? There's no yellow town coming. There's no second Nomads town coming or Archivist town coming. So, and there's no second Darklings town coming, and there's no more Archivist towns coming at all. So I only have to worry about this town here, which is presumably the 8-pointer. I would think that this is the 8-pointer by age, but he has other ideas. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is the... I guess he's considering a priest town, but yeah, it's the 8-pointer. This allows Age to stall if he really wants, which he does. It looks like the only person left out in the cold is Archivist this round, yeah. So both of us, actually, huge bummer, are 1 power short of being able to claim the power action, the 7 coins action. Oh, never mind. I forgot about the Conspirator's ability, yeah. So I'm going to take this guy here. Pretty easy call for me. I don't have any big buildings, right, so... Yeah, I don't really think that there's any way that I can make this second town. There's no way I can build 3 trading posts. Um, that would require, and a dwelling. That would require 11 coins. I have 3, and I need 2 of them to make these 2 towns. So yeah, that's not happening. Um, so I mean, 2 of these 4 towns are gonna disappear. Um, but I'm okay with that. So I think I'm gonna just spend my time sending priests off to the final cult spots. So one of them will go to fire if I can. One of them will go to water if I can. Probably fire is more urgent than water because I can actually take this point away from here. Wow, fire X. I don't. Fire X prefers the dwelling tile, and I guess that he's just thinking that Age has no real reason to try to mess around. So Age is just going to pass on to this, which is probably the right move. Age probably prefers that to the TP tile anyway because it's just more points. So fine, fair enough. Um, who's winning this game? My instinct is that conspirators are winning this game right now. I think that they're around when like that stall for the priest, so they could get onto temp ship and then build and then get single spade for this hex was an incredible round. I think, and then Age followed that with a round 4 where he managed to be on this tile and he got both big buildings. Um, I think that was probably game winning. Um, Eljaz takes the coins as we expected. We'll take this slot right here. This is probably worth 2 points right here to get that tempo. The second one probably goes to, well, if water is still open, maybe it goes there, but Fire X definitely wants the 8. If I do that, then Fire X really wants the 8-pointer, so I'm not sure it's that worth it to me. Age is securing this hex so that he can make his second and final town, or third and final town. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, this sort of Darklings round will, like, build 4 TPs, and then the final round you get to do this. Like, it's really strong. I arguably should have just taken F6 with my first action. I forgot that was an option. So that was a mistake, because that could have won me a lot of points. Well, no, I think that Fire X in that case just advances ship and then goes around. But maybe I would be able to, like, stop him from doing that. I don't know. Letting him connect on 1 ship was a mistake. Yeah, Age is pointing this out, and the priest here is more contested, so I'll just place it there. Also Eljaz took this priest spot, so that does make it a little less attractive, I think. Eljaz is probably going to advance digs or something, or well, he has stuff to build, so yeah, let's go here. Age would have to drop his water 2, water 1. Well, Age is definitely dropping his water 1, and then he'll take water 3. No, this is no good. But it's just a priest. Like, the priest is going to do nothing anyway, so this is probably just the play. If I were Eldrazi, I'd probably just buy the priest next. Or if I were Fire X, I'd probably buy the priest next. Eldrazi probably just starts building his hexes. He has 2 more natural hexes. He probably wants H6. He has the spade, so he'll probably take this like a little later. I don't know if I care enough to dig H5 away from him, but maybe I will. He can build 3, so he'll probably just build 1, 2, dig this, make a TP somewhere. I'll get some leech, that'll be nice. Then try to build this. That'll leave him with 3 structures. Make another TP. Maybe try to get a power spade or something. I don't know exactly what the plan is, but Age doesn't want to commit to the town yet, which is fine. It's a bit of a slow play move. Fire X is doing his thing as we predicted. I'm imagining that we see either this hex built or this hex built. Probably this hex first, I would think, but I could be wrong there. It's probably not a very important distinction right now. Yeah, it is this hex first. I could also just annoy him by digging this once. Isn't that like the correct move, to just try to annoy people where I can and when I can? Well, Eldrazi is going to build these 2 hexes, so yeah, I can't just wait to dig this. I probably have to do this. I'll just dig it once. Okay, here comes the town. Presumably this is the other 8-pointer. It's a priest town. Okay. This lets him advance his digs again. I assume that that's the rationale there. I think I very much want the 8-pointer now. Well, no, I think I only very slightly want the 8-pointer. The 11-pointer and the priest are both fine. The priest is probably the worst for me because this spot's going to go away. So yeah, the 11-pointer, so hopefully Fire X takes the priest, but I think that he might take the 8-pointer because 1, 2, 3 spots where it helps is a lot, and it's a lot of power as well. So presumably this is, yeah, going to be the 8-pointer. Sometimes that's fine. I can just take the 11-pointer then. No, he takes the priest. Okay. So he's going to try to advance his ships and get up here. I will hate dig A6 as soon as I get the chance. He literally has nowhere else that he can build unless he strongholds, which, I mean, obviously you can do that. This is expected. Eldrazi is coming up through here. He has a safe spot here, so that's cool. Building here gets me some leech, which is nice. Do I want this free leech? Yeah, I mean, why not? I'll just take this leech, right? nah. We're just going to start cleaning up our town here. Age saying, when did I light my entire economy on fire? And I'm saying that I probably lit it on fire when I took Earth 1. I didn't have to do that round. FireX saying that because of the extra bonus tile, there's less competition for this ship VP tile. That's probably true. It looks like it's pretty obvious that there's zero way that the 8-pointer can be more points for me than the 11-pointer right now. It can't possibly matter on network, right? Like the most I could ever get down to is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 structures left on my board. I'm not beating Eldraz with that, and Conspirators, well, okay, so hold on. I have 9 right now. Conspirators they have no shipping. And I don't think that they're going to try to get shipping to like build out. Well, so if Conspirators get shipping, then they can build A7. Then they might hard dig D6, and then they can build C9. So then they would have 11 structures. But surely they know that I would mess with A7 like immediately, right? Surely they do. I can get to 11 structures. Darklings, if they advance ship, I'm going to dig their hex right here, like right away. Make them make their stronghold if they want to build more structures. Well, do I care about Darklings? Darklings are beating me by a million anyway, right? They have all these cult points. But stopping them from gaining dwelling points is important, actually. These are 5-point dwellings for Darklings. Yeah, I think that they're going to try to get away advancing ship, and I'm not going to let them. Age trying to figure out if he can afford to advance ship here, or if he should just advance his digs and call it a day. I want him to just advance his digs and call it a day, because I don't want him to just go around blocking people. He's going to just stall, which also makes sense. The one upside to taking this tile here is that... Actually, hold on. Is there any way in which I can get down to 12 structures? I think that there is. I think that there's clearly a way where I can get down to 12 structures. So I'm going to hate dig this hex like right away. But this lets Eldraz win network if I do that. Conspirators might also try to advance their ship. They advance their exchange track. I think that's the correct move. They've used this ability now, so they're going to dig down one more dwelling, probably, and then call it. Conspirators are going to pass for about 135, 137 with a dwelling. 2 resource points will be 139 plus 18. So Conspirators have 157 overall. If I take the power town, and let's say I get down 3 more dwellings. 3 dwellings plus a power town is 12 plus 6 is 18. That would put me at 115. I pass 130, 133, 135, 135. Yeah, I'm nowhere near conspirators ever. Also, not really sure if I'm anywhere near archivists. Archivists would have 18 points of network plus plus 16 points of cults. So that's 34, 134. There's no real point in me blocking anyone here. I guess I said 130 for me, 135 for me, but I guess I should give myself like 6 network points as well, maybe 9 network points. 144, so maybe I'm like somewhat competitive with archivists. It's a significant leech that archivists just chose to take there. But they can probably afford to, just given their economic situation. What did Darklings do? They made a temple for... Wait, what? Oh, okay. Firex is choosing what favorite tile he wants right now. Okay, so now I do have to decide whether or not I want this, whether I want to get to extra network or not. The only person that it really takes points away from is Darklings, but if I can get an extra dwelling that's 4 points, the extra dwelling being 4 points, plus I have to work harder for it, it doesn't really seem like it makes a ton of sense. Yeah, because I can get an extra dwelling down anyway with my remaining resources. So it's 6 points for a power town versus 11 points for this. So that's a 5-point difference. I can get down an extra dwelling. That's 4 points. But then I can also steal 3 network points from Darklings. So that's 7 points. So it has to be better to take the power town, I think. So let's do this. So Fire X is just going to, make his last moves now. Oh, he took a single spade power action. I did not expect that. Well, good for him. Yeah, I didn't expect the single spade. Nice. Darklings are going to be able to have the stuff to build this. I don't really see any reason to interfere with them, honestly. I think that I'm probably better off at this point if Archivists do worse. Um, Archivists are going to use a bump plus a priest to get power so that they can take the double spade, probably, so that they can try to get down more structures. Fatty calls single spade the Darkling's hard dig. Nice. Meanwhile, the Celtics are actually up at halftime despite being down 2 starters, so that's kind of interesting. Eljaz winds up making a temple. That strikes me as, well, I guess either way they were getting down to 3 structures. So Darklings have me beat by a lot anyway. So I think that I'm gonna let them have E10. Yeah, I'm gonna let Darklings have E10. It seems like it's the correct move because they've beaten me by a lot. I can't win network points against them, so. Wait a second. Did I miscount? Is this still not enough to get down to? I don't think I actually have enough to get down to just B1. No, okay, I have just enough to. Okay. Yeah. I was almost a little uglier than intended. Actually, Eljaz can now double spade and hit E10. I think that that's the correct move for Eljaz to do. Take a double spade, hit E10. So 2 dwellings is 6 stuff. A trading post is 5 stuff. So that's 11 total stuff. So I'm not going to be hate digging any more hexes. Eljaz should just take the double. Oh wait, Eljaz can't do that because anywhere that he spades is going to be unsafe. So he needs to actually make a TP first. It's a very ugly spot for him. But I think that if he just reads what I want to do, then it should be fine. Yeah, he makes the TP first. I think that is the right read. He also saves enough for the double spade. Where are my TP spots? I have a TP spot here and a TP spot here. I don't really want to give free leech to anyone or cheap leech to anyone, but I actually need spots to make TPs. So, whatever. Anyway, I don't mess with Fire X / Dwelling here because he has me beat by a lot anyway. So no point in being that petty. Um, Plus, this gives me like a very, very small chance that maybe I'm competitive with Archivists. Um, Archivists are getting 4 more points here and maybe having a resource point, so they'll get to uh, 109. But then they have 20 points here, 129, plus 15 is 144 probably. Um, I think I've said that I'm around like 140. I think I'm in the low 140s. Um, yeah, low 140s. So actually, that means that I didn't lose by that much, right? Actually, no, sorry. I am, yeah, because has 2 resource points, 139, plus 18 is 157, and I'm getting to like 140-ish. It's not as bad as I had feared, maybe. Um, 10 endgame points, 121, plus 4 is 125, plus 15 is 140. Yeah, so could have been worse. There's the double spade. I'm going to give Eldraz free leech, but he's not going to be able to do too much with it. Yeah, because my last dwelling will not give leech. Oh, he just built it. Okay. So did Darklings wind up winning after all? They have plus 15 against Conspirators in. They didn't wind up winning any of the cults despite having the 2 key town and 2 early 3 spots, but the plus 15 in network has to be enough, I think. Yeah, maybe I could have done a little better, but overall, I'm not too unhappy about how this game went. Like I think that I should have played better, but that was clear from like kind of the outset. Mermaids are just not that strong on fjords, and Archivists are kind of a broken faction. Darklings had a very clear, great game plan, and Conspirators. I think that I'm really impressed with how Age played this game because I didn't like you could see the way I was talking. Like I wasn't sure that Conspirators had like a great game plan here, but he definitely proved me wrong. 3 towns. They're the only faction that got 3 towns here. Um, they did very well in the cults. They managed to get water 1 and air 1 points, which I love doing. And yeah, this round 4 is really fun for them. I really like that. So, um, I mean, hopefully we'll get them next week, right? 100 plus seed. Oh yeah. So in future weeks, the person who won this last season is actually that's a hit. It's my elo, but that's okay. I deserve that hit. I didn't deserve to be as high as I was ranked anyway. Um, but yeah, the previous season of Terra Mystica Tuesday League had fewer participants, so someone with 100 elo managed to win their league and got promoted up into this league. So. Yeah. So, quick recap of this game. Um, we decided to advance in our techs like we were Swarmlings this game. Um, and we passed for 41 points. Unfortunately, the 41 points that we passed for was not like that much of an advantage. Everyone else like scored pretty well in favors. Everyone's like scored pretty well. Well, I mean, it was a very mediocre track, which is part of why I invested so heavily in this strategy. But 10 points in the end game is also just not going to cut it against 35, 18, 29. In a 6-point town, this is probably like the biggest hole in my game. I really thought that like I was going to get more points from my towns. It would have been a lot less passing points though. But I think a towns and trading post strategy could have been a lot better than like this. I think the dig advances were probably correct. It was my best way of actually making towns. So I don't regret advancing my digs. However, I probably have some regrets over advancing my ship all the way to 5. I think I could have toned that back down a little bit, maybe like 10 points fewer of ship stuff, or 7 points fewer of ship shenanigans or whatever. Built like 2 more trading posts, gotten an extra town, and gotten like 6 extra network points. That would have been at least enough for 3rd place, maybe even competitive for 2nd. But oh well. Thanks everyone for watching. I know it was a bit of a long game. Like none of us played particularly quickly here, and we had some usual streaming slowness going on in terms of like the technical stuff. So thanks everyone for your patience. Even though I lost, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this game. I will see you all next time. See ya.